Good evening, good morning, and good night. And welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tasha. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. I'm not even gonna lie. No periodic table, no alien talk. But I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I wasn't trying to be on camera, but the creator urged me to get on camera. This is going to be a video that's going to be uploaded to my socials for the people who don't tap in on the podcast. All right. Now, this is kind of like an urgent message. And I know because I never woke up out of my sleep to write down something for the podcast. Like maybe something for myself. Maybe something for some odd reason, but I never had to write down anything. And I'm just gonna say this. I started getting this download last night, like just maybe before midnight, right? I started getting the download, and it was literally like throughout the wee hours. I would doze off, and then I would wake up, and I would get a little bit more. This morning, because I'm on break, I'm kind of just lounging around right now, really not really doing too much of anything, right? And I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna get into it. All right, this is about this activation. If you don't know, then we are going into a solar eclipse shoot, and with this solar eclipse, now we are expected to go into this shift. Now, of course, there are several theories, right? The second coming of Jesus. If you're a Muslim, then obviously you have been taught that there are going to be no more prophets. This is supposed to be marking the fourth seal opening, right? With the four horsemen, the fourth of the seven seals. If you don't know anything about it, just go look up the four horsemen or the seven seals, SEALS, and it should pop up. Okay, I don't want to take away from the message, but this is basically to align yourself and activate not just your gifts, because your gifts should have already been activated, and of course we're going to be getting more downloads and having our gifts enhanced, but the gifts that you're going to be walking into this cycle should have already been activated about 2 years ago, and maybe the newer ones anyway, right? Now, I just want to get right into this. First, you have to live your life as if you are already your future self, right? So if your future self is a homemaker, God is going to, and we talked about this, right? Give you the spirit of the person who enjoys cooking, the person who enjoys keeping the house clean, someone who doesn't mind staying in the house at all, right? If you are a fashion model, right? You need to live your life as if you are already on the runway, already in vogue. And we know this, right? We've heard this before where people are like, you need to live your life as if you are already doing that thing. This is true. Now, of course, this is totally independent of your actual energy, right, and your vibration that will spiritually align you. But as far as our physical concern goes, this is like the worldly portion of it, okay? This is you getting your schedule, getting your regime, everything that is required in order for you to physically be living the life of your future self. Now, this is really important because in a few days, when we get this eclipse, it's going to be a sudden shift. So if your future self doesn't smoke, you need to not be smoking right now. You need to not be drinking. If, like, you get my drift. Now, of course, this is all in alignment with the creator. Now, some people who have more mature souls, who are more spiritually immune and mature, they have the option to pick a journey for their spirit, and that's a whole different topic. But of course, it's by way of the creator. You would have had to have gone through a few life cycles in order to be at the plateau where you can choose. Like, these are our jack of all trades, right? So you ever met somebody who is like literally like a jack of all trades, or they just have like a list of careers and none of them seem to have anything to do with the other? This is that person, right? This is energy that comes from the creator because they have racked this energy up throughout lifetimes, okay? Now, of course, this all is contingent upon the creator and what is in alignment with his purpose for you for this timeline, okay? Not the past, not the future, not the versions of you in other dimensions, like right now, okay? Second, don't allow your ego to win, okay? Now, a lot of people, they are stepping into their power. And if you are chosen, meaning if you are the black sheep, if you are the chosen one, the star seed, the psychic, the seer, the whatever, right? If you are the one responsible for breaking the spirit and the curse, then I'm going to assume you have a higher vibration, right? And you cannot allow your ego to take over. Even if you're not and you are just in the energy where you know you have to do whatever is required to be in alignment to survive this shift. Because they're even saying that people who are not believers are going to perish. Like, literally. Don't, just look it up. Don't take my word for it. Alright? But this is one of those times where, you know, even scientists and people who can predict the future are just like, what is happening? Like, I can feel something is happening, but I'm not exactly sure. I can't put my finger on it, right? Let's try to get our energy and our bodies prepared for it, right? So working out, getting your rest, eating correctly, cutting out the dairy, cutting out the smoking, cutting out the drinking and the drugs, really just tuning in and being obedient. That is the key. Now, we ain't shit without God. I'm sorry to say it like that, but we're not. We're not going to act like we're gifted on our own merit. Everything comes from the creator, the good and the bad. And this is actually where the attacks come in, right? When you get to that level where you can choose a journey, or where you are conscious enough to make decisions that will upgrade and enhance the bloodline, the attacks start coming in. And that's normal. So that means you're doing something good, okay? Don't let your ego win, okay? Your ego will literally stop you from winning, and God does not like when we boast and when we are too proud, okay? Now, there was another key point, but I just wanted to make sure I said this. We have to understand that we are going through a cycle that is detrimental to the growth of the earth, okay? This is not one of those things where we get to just make decisions because we want to. It literally has to come from a place that the creator has led you to, okay? All right, now, third, you have to remember that this is a mission. Your life, your journey, your purpose is a mission, right? Missions, they usually come with like an end goal, some ultimate destination, right? There's a purpose related to this mission, like why are we going there? And sometimes the creator will give us alternate routes. Sometimes we may, have to, we might get a shortcut, right? Sometimes we may have to sit and wait in traffic. Sometimes we may have to take the back road to avoid the increase in collision. So every journey is different. We all don't have the same purpose. And the reason for that is because we all have different things that our bloodline needs to get in order to be upgraded, right? So, like, And let me just say this. Sometimes it's not even our job to come here and like procreate. Like, we talk about how there are spirits that prevent the bloodline from, advancing and being fruitful. And yes, sometimes God will avoid all of that. Like, he will prevent us from having children and, like I said, being fruitful. And it's simply because, and I mean, whether it's a curse or not, whether it's a cycle or not, something somewhere in the genetic sequence, something is not balanced. And God is a God of balance. He likes when we are doing things on the up and up. So usually it's the black sheep, or the person that just collects all the karma for the bloodline, for multiple bloodlines, not just the matriarch, but also the patriarch side of the family. And what usually happens is this person is breaking a curse or a cycle, or implementing a new cycle or pattern into more than one bloodline, right? So if you are, again, in this, you don't even have to be coming here to have kids. Sometimes you will have to be the one to eat right? You turn vegan. Now everybody in the family is vegan. So now the next set of kids that are coming, they're being born into a higher vibration of DNA, right? Or maybe you are the one that the creator blessed with a business mind, right? And then you run into some money, and now you have the spirit or the curse or cycle of poverty broken off, not just your mom's side, but your dad's side too, and their families, right? Because our parents have two parents as well. So again, everything that is connected to us is not connected to us in this timeline. Like, we are connected to so many different things. And before we go, I just wanted to make sure that we had this understanding that this is not about us, okay? We are here to simply do a job. And if the creator isn't conveying or communicating to you what it is that he wants you to do, then I don't think you're listening. I don't think you're paying attention, or perhaps you just may not even be asking, right? All of us have a purpose. Not all of us are meant to take the root of, the karma. And all of this is done to clean the slate, to balance out whatever energy may be surrounding the bloodlines, and then children can come. Any children that are born in the midst of the cleaning and whatever is going on, they're going to be kind of like funneled into that new energy as well. They don't even have to be around you. They could never meet you, but they will energetically be funneled into that, because what? It's a chain, it's a link, right? It's something that you can literally, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's something that you can literally enhance without physically being there, because it's a chain. You are not physically next to them, but your DNA is what connects you to them, right? So you don't have to be around them. I'm just excited because I just signed my lease and I have my keys. So we are about to start recording. I think that's why the creator was like, hop on now, so I could kind of just get into the habit of being on camera and doing all of this. I'm sorry, I meant to make me some tea before I hopped on here because I was asleep, child. This rain is doing me so good. But yeah, this is an important message, guys. I hope y'all have been racking up on y'all goods just in case we run out of power, and just in case they declare this thing a state of emergency, because we don't know what's going to happen. Your water, your flashlights, and of course when we don't have power, there are increased chances of fire because people are using candles and generators and things like that. So just be careful. But yeah, go get your supplies. Make sure you have everything that would be suitable for your family. Get all your goods, everything you need, right? Be prepared to be in the house. But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope all is well. I hope y'all have been drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. Love y'all.